Hey Vogue, I'm Ciara, and this is My Life in Looks. First look, let's see what Lil CC looked like. Oh, this is the Video Music Awards in 2004. This was my first time ever attending the VMAs. I was a baby, fresh out of high school. My song Goodies was rocking really big at that time. And what I'm wearing was one of my staple looks. I love to wear a swimsuit with jeans. Every outfit that I did, I always had to have a tall boot. I loved tall wrestler style boots. I don't think I had done a red carpet of this magnitude yet at this point. So I felt like, how do I pose? What do I do? Oh my gosh, this is my dream. This is real, this is happening, but whoa. I definitely know I hadn't mastered the art of posing on a red carpet at this point. Next look. I bet you want them goodies. This is obviously my first album packaging for the album Goodies. Goodies was a very important song for me because the song was originally called Cookies, just so you know. I was writing this song with Sean Garrett, and I remember jumping on the sofa and saying who put the hands in the cookie jar? But I remember playing around with the metaphor of my love as my goodies or the cookies in the jar. It was my first time saying hello to the world. And as you can imagine, being this 18-year-old little girl dreaming so big, I was so excited and I felt like I had so much to say. I knew from my head to my toes and my soul that this was a song that was gonna be the one to kick it off for me. Whenever Yolanda, my makeup artist of 24 plus years, whenever, she puts makeup and color on, I'm always like, what you doing? If I see a lot of colors, I'm like, what we doing? We wanted to make sure the cover was vibrant. Goodies was such a vibrant song. I did have on my cross necklace. Obviously, it's art. But there's also, for me, the representation of just what the cross is important to me. Because I was a new artist. Obviously, I wasn't established. I had to prove myself. My label at that time was thinking about taking this song from me and trying to give it to my label mate at that time, who was Britney Spears, who I love. I mean, I think her saying, I bet you want them goodies, would be really nice. And I would have been a co-writer on the record, but this was my record. So yeah, just super, super proud of the journey and what this song means for me. And I will tell you, I would have fought tooth and nails for this song to be mine, and it would have still been mine. Next look, here we come. Look at that attitude, rock it, don't stop it, everybody get on the floor. Jazzy Faye, who produced this record and who I did this whole project with, surprised me in the ninth inning, the final hour of making this project. This track comes on through the speakers and it's boom, boom. It's going like that, and then you hear automatic, supersonic hip, and it's Missy's voice. I was like, oh my gosh, that's Missy on the speakers on my song. I could cry thinking about it. Why do I cry right now? We were jamming out. I mean, we was busting on the dance floor in this video. And when you see this photo of me, I know the energy, that it just looks like young CC, but with so much attitude. I think for any artist, we all got our sauce, the thing that makes us, that's within us. And then there's a team that you're surrounded by that also pours into you. So when I think about this video, there was a kid named Vic who used to teach me how to dance in the skating rink, on the skating rink floor. And I always told Vic, I said, Vic, if I ever make it, I'm gonna put you on. It was cool to have someone from high school or my high school days with me jamming out in the video. Now, even when this song comes on, I see everyone jamming out with me and doing that same groove, and they asked me how to do the 1-2 step dance. There was so much love in the video. Let's 1-2 step to the next page. So this is Super Bowl 39 Pepsi Smash concert series. I just remember this being really fun, and I remember going out there and rocking that thing. The crowd was going crazy. It's funny because I just saw a stylist on set recently, and she was wearing these boots in white. It's kind of amazing how fashion kind of comes back. And whatever I do, I'm always trying to have, touches of things that I'm connected to, and putting on my ATL hat. That is a little bit of my armor. You can't take the ATL out of me, and that's the city that made me. It's just something else that happens when the hat comes on. And then obviously I'm a military baby. So, I also wear that badge of honor proudly. I always felt comfortable in the cargos, and to be honest with you, the cargos make the booty bounce a little better, make it bap, bap, bap. It's a little helpful for the booty bounce. The next look. This is the look from my video O. Wearing a top crop like this was a new thing for me. I feel like I also see a little bit more ab definition in this photo. So I was really trying to get better and get more snatched. It was so much color and so much life happening in this video. To me, really represented one of the examples of the essence and the heart of Atlanta. I say I like to turn my lip up like this and get a little stank with it like this, like, you know, this is where they stay crunk, throw it up. It was like I pushed the attitude meter up like a notch in this visual, and that was with everything. If you look at a lot of my silhouettes from back then, a lot of my outfits had hoodies on them. I could flex with it and pull it over my eye. The hoodie placement was everything. You would stop the camera if the hoodie placement wasn't right. Like, that's how important it was. One of the things that is a must on a Ciara video, on a CC video, after I shoot, I've gotta eat good. I had to have my candy yams, I had to have my mac and cheese, and I had some crab legs at the end of the shoot. All right, next look. Oh my goodness. These belts are like a thing, but let me just tell you, this might be the first time I tried a wig. I was on those laces before the laces was a lace, okay? Before it was a thing. This was another part of like exploration for me, wearing a skirt, believe it or not, because again, remember I was always doing my jeans and doing my cargos. And so I was trying to be a bit more like cute. That's what fashion's about. You know, sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss, but you gotta try. Sometimes the photos back in the day would be like, it would be like the mouth open a certain way. And so I would sometimes pose and make that face because I wanted for someone to capture me in that moment. Alrighty, next look. Oh my gosh, this was so special. I started to wear heels a little bit more. This is one of those nights also showing some legs. That was new for me. I want to say it was my first Video Music Award. To have that moment was really big for me. And to do it with Missy was really special. And I believe that she and I didn't meet it was my mistake, right? I think that when you think about the many special moments we've had together, the iconic and successful moments, like pretty much everything we've done has been successful. I think we just get each other, you know? I think she understood me as an artist. I also understood her. I remember shooting the video for Lose Control. We shot it with Dave Myers, who at that time I really wanted to work with. And Dave and Missy basically have created mostly all of her iconic videos together. We were in the desert. It was crazy hot. We had on harness to dance up on the wall. I remember that being so painful, looking at my dancers beside me like, this is worth it, it's gonna be great. So when I think about the fashion and Lose Control, I wanna say the dance style we were doing was Lindy Hop or something like that Missy, you know, wanted us to do, which was again, her thinking in the Missy Elliott way. We were dancing in a style that reflected that. And the fashion also did in that moment with the white pieces on, the white skirts and the white tops. Lindy Hop meets hip hop a little bit, which I think from a fashion perspective was just super epic and genius. And again, just Missy being Missy. And it was really cool to be a part of something so special. All right, here comes the next one. This is my second time going to the Grammys. This dress was Dolce & Gabbana. I'd never worn a dress like this, really, in my life. And I feel like on nights that are rare, you gotta be rare. I like this girl. I like when I look at her, I can see the slight evolution in me at this time. And I just know me mentally, I was trying to go for something a little bit more. And so I think I did all right. Hey, this is such a moment. I remember doing this video and I remember someone on set telling me I need to like try to be more sexy. And to me, the sexy was me being dressed like a boy. This song really played with like the idea of the double standards. On the song I say, what if I had a thing on the side, made you cry? Will the rules change up or will they still apply? If I played you like a toy, sometimes I wish I could act like a boy. Like all these things that I think a lot of us women could relate to, like, would you like that if I did like that? Because guys can just flip it, you know? It's like, would you like that? So I worked with Diane Martell in this video, and she was one of the few women that were dominating in the directing scene. I love that she understood me. She could understand things from a woman's perspective, but she also knew how to tap into all other sides, and she knew how to help me speak to the world in the way that I wanted to visually. And I do feel like that was another part of the beginning of me forming a great relationship with an incredible director that I will continue to go on and make more amazing magic with. Next one. I love this look. This is one of my favorite looks that I've done of all time. I opened up the Met Gala red carpet with Big Frida this night, and I had 2 big Afro puffs. Caesar did my hair here. We went for it. We talk about camp, like this couldn't be any more camp with the drama of the hair and the makeup alone. I literally was about to knock every person out in every corner with this hair. It It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. This was kind of giving Diana Ross Studio 54 unapologetic energy. And when it came to the hair, I almost want to say I surprised him with the hair, because I believe if we look back at our old sketches, we just all really took our time and was like, how do we make this something? How do we take it to the next level? Obviously, being a Black woman, you know, we're empowered through our hair. And there was something so empowering about wearing my Afro puffs this night, wearing it boldly, wearing it confidently. That is the beauty of when you get to play with hair and have fun. And so this is honestly, hands down, one of my favorite looks I've done of all time. Hey, this is so funny. This is Halloween 2019. We chose J&B this year. This was such a big moment in music culture, the visual that they had done at the Louvre. We put Michelle Obama and Barack Obama in the back of us. I'm not even sure what we were doing there. And I remember us committing to it. And I had to make sure that we pretty much had the exact looks. We can't go do J&B and not do it right. On Halloween, when you do your costume, you gotta commit. Like, that is the rule. Next look. This is another dream come true moment for me. I had always wanted to host the AMAs. Fun fact about this night is that I learned that I was pregnant. I remember flying home actually to my honey. We both did the pregnancy test, and then we were up at like 3 o'clock in the morning going, oh, so good. Here I was wearing couture, and this was leopard all over, and you gotta have the drama. I think drama is such a necessity, you know, when it comes to big nights like this. I remember being backstage and getting ready to go on, moving so fast because every change, like legit, was probably under a minute. No lie, some changes were 30 seconds. We had to clear the way for me a little bit to move to the halls because this Kate was a bit dramatic, but I loved how it felt when it flowed behind me. Okay, next one. This was a very important moment for my friend because I want to say this was his first time revealing his very first collection under his name, Dundas. Our relationship runs really deep. So the first time I went to the Met Gala with the designer was with Peter. And I just remember we got to know each other really well. The night of the Met Gala, my dress ripped and we had to go to the ladies' room. We had my security guard, Mike, at the time run to the store and get some needle and thread. And Peter and I were in the bathroom and he was under my skirt, like trying to sew me up so I can go and sit down and enjoy the rest of the night. And this was really fun being there to support my friend, but also really fun because I love this look. Next page. This designer, Kwame, is actually a Black designer. And this is for the Black Music Collective. I love how this dress is so sleek. There's so much attitude. Like, that's kind of my combination that I love going to in fashion for carpets. Sleek, sexy attitude. I always want attitude at the end. And I love supporting emerging designers in general, but for nights like this, when you're celebrating Black culture and music, I thought it would be important and great to highlight a Black designer. I remember having to squeeze in my stomach for dear life because the back was out. So it was like, the back is a thing, but also the front is a thing. So I'm like, hold it, 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 whew, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, whew. Like that's sometimes what you do on the carpet. Next look. I was styled by Marnie Senofonte, who I've known for so many years and has been a part of some of my most special, magical fashion moments. This was definitely one of them. And obviously, this was my 4th time around the block carrying a baby. And I just have this thing about being a woman that's pregnant in our world that you don't have to become someone different. I remember the first time I had a baby, I'm like, how am I gonna still be me, Cece, the artist, and just be who I am creatively, but also embrace this journey that I'm going on as a mom, because I don't feel like the two have to be two different people. You don't have to stop or lose yourself in the process of creating new life. It's a beautiful thing. So when it comes to fashion, I'm like, I wanna have fun. Like, I wanna dress this belly up. My legs were so tired because I wanted to wear heels at pretty much every look, but it was worth it. Like, I kind of wanted to have the idea of making this shoot like a runway show. You know, it's me still Cece the artist in my full element, but I have my beautiful bump. Next. This again is me tapping into my inner tomboy. And this is Willy Chavarria, who I'm a big fan of. I think that he really understands tomboy sexy. We stacked the cross chains. Shout out to Marnie on that because it just was giving attitude. It was giving Willy Chavarria, put me in your fashion show kind of vibes. Let me walk your runway one time kind of vibes. Talk about androgynous fashion. Like this was the ultimate androgynous look to me. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I felt real fly this night. I can't lie. Next look. Let me just say there's nothing more cooler than going to a CFDA date night with Vera Wang. Always fun. I always walk away feeling inspired by her. But this was so much fun. I love this look. There's kind of that Brigitte Bardot-esque kind of energy, Audrey Hepburn kind of energy in the hair. I love that I had on a tank top with like this somewhat pants, skirt, tuxedo kind of energy on the bottom. And it's funny because I actually designed the boots that I'm wearing, which is really cool. Next look. This look, I gotta shout out Marnie. I love this look when she brought this in. I wanted to make sure that I had my CC energy and attitude, but also sexy it up. It was a very fun night to go to Kim's event. And it's a little bit like I can hop on the stage with this look kind of thing. It's giving me those kind of vibes of the dramatic shoes. And I'm also obsessed with furry boots. Me and the boots, it's a thing. Like I love drama in the boots. It just was giving me like chic in the morning, ready for the day to talk to America, okay? Early in the morning, but also still being me, right? Still bringing my edge in the morning. I always think that's important. I sometimes struggle between being true to what I want to do versus what I think I have to do for the environment. And in this case, I felt like this is like my way of how I would do the morning. And I honestly needed a tall shoe because my pants, I was really particular on the pants hitting the ground. I need to be able to be fully CC at all times in moments like this. And this look allowed me to do that. This look is one of my favorite looks of all my red carpet looks. I have to give Dean and Dan from D Squared so much love because I saw this dress online, fresh off the runway, and the boys were so kind to fly in with this dress for Vanity Fair Oscars party. As an artist, and I think as a woman, sometimes we see looks that we are like fall in love with. It's love at first sight in fashion. And when you see that look, you're like, oh my gosh, if I can get my hands on that, I'd be the happiest girl in the world. So the energy I felt in the whole night, I felt like I was jamming to Le Freak by Chic in my head all night. And I felt good with the rest. I felt sexy walking around with him. And like there was an extra shimmy. There was an extra shake going on that night. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is my album, CC. My fans know me as Ciara, and my super core day ones, they definitely call me CC. Last year was a big year for me. It was the 20th year since my first album, Goodies. And this year, we can say in album years, I'm turning 21. And so just super, super proud of the journey, super thankful for the journey, thankful for my fans. And this look, the look. Black is one of my favorite colors, so I'm obviously wearing all black. And then there's this touch of red, which red sometimes to me cuts through like a black. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's the artist. In my artist mind, that's how I see red. And on this project, it represents joy for me. It represents love. And red was just the perfect color to match the black. And in my packaging, I actually wear some grills that says Sierra 8, but I spell it with the A-Town letter A sign, T-E, double entendre. You see what I did there? Because I just be like, I'll be like smooth like that or whatever. The 3D plate that's on the cover artwork, it also kind of represents my armor. Like sometimes I have to just be tough even when I don't feel like it. And sometimes, just to be honest, I feel like I'm navigating in the waters of a man's world as a woman. And there's just so many things that I feel and I have felt on the journey. And I'll never look back on taking ownership of my journey. I hope people can get inspired to do that as well. Take ownership in all that you can and all that you are, and you will go really far. And I'm so proud of this cover. And I'm so excited for the world to have it in their hands. And this is pretty awesome. It's Céline. All right, you guys, that was my life and looks. And I just want to say thank you so much to Vogue for taking me down this fashion memory lane. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. I hope you guys see that we do really get better with time. Love. always. Ciara, A-K-A-C-I-C-I. Mwah.